Members, good morning and welcome to the Trade Exchange Week Ahead Report. We are back on a weekly basis to provide our members with a look ahead on what is on the agenda for this upcoming week, as well as giving a quick breakdown on the new Community Trade Exchange chat room. So first, let's go through a brief breakdown of last week. The markets ended the week basically flat as we continue to trade in a pretty tight range in all three indices. Looking at the S&P 500 since the summer, we have been trading in a 5% range. This week, we had two key inflation points, the CPI and PPI. If we take a step back and look at these inflation readings, we have seen a little bit hotter than expected read on both reports. Yet markets really did not take those readings negatively. The CPI saw its fastest pace rise since mid-2022. On those reports, traders did focus on higher energy prices as the key for the increase and believe that is yet again a transitory reading. We all know how transitory fared a few years back. We'll see how it is this time around. Taking another step back, even with a hawkish read on inflation, markets continue to be calm. The VIX, the volatility index, some call it the fear index, hitting new year lows and levels not seen since 2019, pre-COVID. Want to talk about energy? Not many people are these days, though. Crude oil broke above $90 this week and closed around $91, up close to 15% in 2 weeks and hitting levels not seen since November of last year. Gasoline prices continue to trend higher as well. A year ago, on a national average, we were averaging around $3.65. Currently, averaging around $3.88. We are slowly starting to see some of that impact hit inflation as well as possibly hitting the consumer. Yield markets, well, we are hitting close to new highs for the year in the yield markets as the 2-year rose back to 5% and the 10-year closed to its year-to-date highs. Members, this week is all about the Fed on Wednesday. We are not expecting any change to rates as traders believe there is only a 2% chance of a possible hike. The question comes down to, what does Fed Chair Powell say about recent economic reports and these recent inflation readings on the CPI and PPI? One key reading on the economic side regarding consumers, retail sales came in better than expected, which signals that consumers continue their abilities to spend. Members, as you all know, this past week we released the TradeXchange Community chat. We are very excited for more additions to come to that room. We are more excited to expand that community with a very great technical analysis trader who will be joining us in that room this week and who will also be providing in the near future a Q&A type of environment when it comes to technical analysis. This trader is one of the traders that does provide some of the charts that you see in your weekly week ahead reports. So we're very excited to bring them on board and have them a part of the Trade Exchange community. So let's take a quick peek at your week ahead. We'll go through this very quickly. Upcoming U.S. and world events. On Monday, we have your housing market index. We have the World Petroleum Congress, and we do have a lot of index updates. A lot of names being added to each and every S&P level, and we're watching that if it has any effect on the market itself. On Tuesday, we have the housing starts. FOMC meeting does begin. Overseas-wise, we have your Canada CPI, the Eurozone HICP, and in Canada, we have the CPI report. Wednesday, we have the all-important FOMC announcement, followed by the Fed Chair press conference. Overseas, Germany PPI, and the UK CPI and PPI. Thursday, initial claims, fully fed manufacturing index, existing home sales, and leading indicators. Overseas in the UK, we have the BOE announcement, and in Japan, we have the CPI report and the BOJ announcement. Friday, PMI composite flash. Fed speakers do come back as the Fed blackout period will be over with Fed speak Cook. And we do have some headlines out from overseas and Canada. Your company events for the week, as always. Your top conferences for the week. If anyone has any questions or comments or asking who is going to be presenting during these, you can always reach out to us via Ask the Desk. U.S. economic calendar. On Monday, you have your housing market index, as we mentioned. You have your FOMC meeting beginning on Tuesday, as we discussed. Wednesday, FOMC announcement with the Fed chair presser. Friday, we have your one of the Fed speaks again with Lisa Cook. International calendar, your Fed schedule breakdown, as well as your week ahead trade exchange commentary. Earnings, basically earnings season is over, as we know, but we still have a few big names reporting. Tuesday, AutoZone, AZO before market. Wednesday, after hours, KBH Homes, FedEx before market, General Mills. So we do have a few names reporting still on your earnings side. Weekly sector performance, as we saw, we did see weakness in the tech area. We did see that commentary as well regarding Apple during their Apple event. There was nothing exciting and new, I guess some analysts were saying. So we'll keep an eye on Apple and the impact it has on the tech side. Utilities, financials, consumer discretionary did see strength throughout the week. Industry comparison, as you can see, we are all still green across the board. In a basic range, as you can see on the S&P, we've been in a range for quite some time. AAII Investor Sentiment Survey continues to be on the bullish side, 34%. Neutral, 36%. On the bearish side, 29%. Taking a look at your year-to-date percent returns. Oranges up 60% on the year. Cocoa up 44%. Sugar up 33%. Crude oil up 13.5%. Gasoline up almost 10%. We are seeing a lot of big strength in specific commodity plays. The weakness, though, nat gas has been weak all year long, still down about 41%. Corn as well has been down all year long, down 30%, as well as wheat, down 24%. Fear and greed index, as we can see, it's still a neutral mindset. Since we've been in this typical range in the S&P, we've been seeing a neutral mindset in regards to the fear and greed. The FDA calendar, expected IPOs, IPO lockup expirations. We're all expecting this Instacart IPO this week early on. Sector Outlook Weekly year to date. And now we're just going to go over a quick look at your some charts that we have on the list. Gold, no changes to the chart members. We ended the week right on that support resistance line. Watching that point as a directional indicator, we've been seeing a break below it. You see weakness, tested support basically exactly and bounced right back to that level that we've been watching range. We saw that happen previously as well in August time when it traded around this range and saw an upside to that resistance. We're watching it very closely on gold. NASDAQ, no changes to the chart members. The NASDAQ is attempting to find its bearings. We're trying to figure out what direction it wants to go. It has broken an uptrend. We did end on a weaker base to end the week. So we're watching members at 13,500 level to that 14,250s. 14,250s seeing attempt to break to that upside. 13,500s could test here, and then we have nothing members till around 12,250. So we're watching it very closely on this NASDAQ. The SPY on the moving average look, same with your triple Qs and your IWMs and your 10-year yield weekly, which goes back to 08 and seeing this move that could possibly happen if this level breaks, watching it very, very closely. 10-year yield on a daily, no changes to the chart members. Last week we mentioned how a large range is being built around the 4% and 4.3% level. Watching it very closely for an upside move if this 4.362 level breaks or that 4% level is tested. Watching it very closely because the yield markets are adding to this small volatility that we've been seeing in this range-bound indices. Diamonds DIA daily on a moving average look. Your Russell 2K, no changes to the chart, members. What a stunning technical picture we have here. After breaking this uptrend, we saw weakness and trended right at that support level. Very similar to what happened in the beginning of August. So we're watching it very closely, which direction the Russell goes. Are we going to see this volume weakness continuing, or are we going to see a possible pop to the upside as we saw last week? We're watching the Russell very closely. HYG on a weekly basis, S&P 500, very similar to the NASDAQ chart, members. What we have here is a chart trying to find a direction. Where are we going to go in the S&P? We're watching this uptrend that goes back to March very closely, tested a few times actually recently, watching it very closely for a 4,400 downside watch and that 4,600 upside range. VIX, not even worthy of a discussion anymore as of now. Oil, we extended the uptrend on oil. We emphasized last week how crucial that $88 level was to see a sustained upward run. We saw that break and a surge straight to 91.20. We're watching this very closely, members. It's basically right above that resistance line that was there. So we're watching it very closely at this point to see if we trend back for a little backing and filling, or are we going to see a continued upside move? And traders that we speak to when it comes to crude oil, if this level breaks, we could test 100 easily. US dollar daily, no changes to the chart, continuing to trend right off that uptrend, watching very closely for this key resistance point that is right around the 105.50s to 106s. We ended at 105.33, so we're watching this very closely for a possible upside move. Bitcoin, no changes to the chart. How technical has Bitcoin been? Broke the level, tested this resistance. Keep in mind, members, these have not changed. As long as we don't mention the change, nothing has changed from previous weeks. Tested that support, bounced right off of that support level through 26, and ended right in the middle of this support resistance line. Watching Bitcoin closely, as it is still in some traders' minds. SMH daily on the moving average trending right to some key moving averages. The euro, very close comparison to the flip of the US dollar, trending right down this downtrend. Key level, members, is this 106 level that trends back all the way to December of last year. Nothing until $1 if this possibly breaks. 104 initially for a short-term support. So we're watching the euro very closely as well, members. It's been a very exciting week for the Trade Exchange. As we mentioned, we do have the new chat room. This is the new Trade Exchange chat room. As you can see, it's open to all members. Little chat box, send button. We're going to be including a lot of new big traders in this room to add more, to assist, and give you some ideas and thoughts throughout the trading day. We have the TX news in there, as well as any Q&A that's being asked or discussed about. So we're very excited, very happy to include this Trade Exchange chat to all of our members. As we mentioned before, we're going to be adding a great technical analysis trader into this room in the coming week, and we'll be opening that up for a Q&A as well. We'll set up that up down the road for any of our members that have any questions regarding some charts. A lot of updates coming for the community chat room. We're very excited for this. We're very happy to get that up and running for all our members. Once again, members, we want to thank you all for being a part of the Trade Exchange. As always, if there's any comments, questions, issues, reach out to us via Ask the Desk, shoot us an email, or call us. We're always there. We always appreciate any feedback, good or bad, and we want to always let you know that we're trying to always expand the product of the Trade Exchange, give our service more abilities for our members to bring everything in one area. Next things we're working on some developments with some Trade Exchange podcasts, some Trade Exchange interviews. So we're excited about growing the service for all our members. We're excited going into the holiday season. And always, members, we appreciate everything. And we want to wish you a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy, be safe. We'll see you all Monday morning for the Trade Exchange Squawk. Check the news desk over the weekend to get yourself ready for the open. Trade Exchange out.